Hi, I'm Gail and welcome back to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Today we're going to make a low-carb beef vegetable soup. It's winter time finally. We've got some snow on the ground. It's getting chilly and it's really nice to have soup in the house. I made an awesome turkey soup last week and this week we're going to do the beef vegetable soup. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook up our ground beef. So I have a pound of ground beef in there, and then I've got a cup of chopped onions. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of my herbamare on the ground beef, and then we're going to get this all cooked up. Now I've got my meat all cooked, and the funny thing is this is supposed to be ground beef, and I'm going, man, it just seems like it's light in color, the smell's not the same, and I purchased pork instead of ground beef. So you can make it pork or ground beef. I've done it both ways before, I just didn't realize I picked up the wrong meat. So we're just going to take this meat, the pork, and we're going to put it in a bowl, and then we're going to continue frying up some other things. Using the same skillet, I'm going to add a teaspoon of olive oil, and then we're going to stir fry up our vegetables. So I have 3/4 cups of celery, and I have, oops, I'm losing some of my carrots here. 1.5 cups of carrots, and then I've got 1.75 cups of cabbage. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit, and I'm going to stir it until they are tender crisp. Now I've transferred my vegetables into a bigger pot for my soup, which I should have done in the first place. Now we're going to continue on, and we're going to dump in all of my pork, which was supposed to be ground beef. Stir that up, and now we're going to add in our liquids. So I'm going to put in 7 cups of water. Now you have the two options. You can use water and bouillon cubes or bouillon powder, or you can use the actual broth that you can buy already mixed up. So I'm doing it this route. You can do it either way. It's delicious either way, so it doesn't really matter. So now the next thing we're going to add is a 14-ounce can of diced tomatoes. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of basil, 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and then we have 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and I am going to use the cubes. So it's the beef bouillon cubes. I'm going to use them, and I'm putting in 3 of them, and that'll dissolve all on its own. So we're just going to stir this up, and this is basically your soup. We're going to cook it for approximately 30-40 minutes, but I'll tell you, soup is always better the next day. Let it sit, and it's absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to cook this up. One thing I did forget to put in was a teaspoon of sweetener. Now I use xylitol. You can use erythritol, you can use stevia, just a little bit of sweetener put into the soup. And now we're going to cook it up. So there is my soup all ready to be eaten. And like I said, it's even better the next day. It's really good today, but it's better even the next day. Well, here is my low carb. Now this ended up being pork vegetable soup, but it was supposed to be ground beef in here, so it should have been beef vegetable soup. Either way, it's absolutely delicious. Great flavor. One of the better soups that I've made. You're not going to regret this. It's delicious. And it works out to be 8 servings. There's 10 cups. It works out to be 8 servings per serving. It's 8 carbs, 8 net carbs. Absolutely delicious. You're going to enjoy it. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.